Okay, so with the deck cleaned off and all ready to go, and the year is starting to get into that spring, we're going to be starting our deck off again. So this is going to be fun because we're going to have a bit of a, we're going to be doing some indoor and we're going to be doing some outdoor gardening. The outdoor gardening, it's just going to be doing like my veggie series, like this one. The indoor, I'm actually going to be working with a Spider Farmer Light with the SF600, but I have to get some traction on my vegetable series, and if I can do that, then we'll get the grow rack. So we just got to make sure that we get this going. First off, we're going to talk about what we're going to do outside. Outside, we're going to do tomatoes. I'm going to do 3 tomato plants again. They're going to be in a different setup this year. They're going to be set up on the middle to the other side. The scrog is only going to go to partial, not the whole way. For the peppers, we're just going to do 1 plant. These peppers are extremely hot, and I'm going to do 1 plant better, but I don't need that many of these peppers. I'm going to do zucchini again, but we're also going to use wollastonite, especially wollastonite, Wolamo. This is going to be something I'm going to be doing a lot in the series, using Wolamo. It's a product, and the company, this is in town, purchased it recently, so I can give you guys the link, which will be in the description below, for Wolamo. Cucumbers. They're going to do cucumbers this year, and this time we're going to make them happen. And onions, because you know what, that really worked out last year, because we could be used every single one of those and every bit of them. So we're going to start those as well. We're not going to worry about these today, but we're going to start these today inside underneath the dome. All right, so I'm going to get that set up, and we'll bring you back. So now that we got those set up, I've gone the distance of holes. Zucchini, cucumber are a little different than the tomatoes or the habaneros. That's a little bigger of a seed. So I already labeled them all out. All right, there, that's our zucchini. So cucumber. And then, so we're gonna do 2 cucumbers. 1, 2. Throw those back in there. Now we'll go to the tomato. And like I said, we're gonna do 3 tomatoes, but we're gonna put down we're gonna do 4 separate ones to make sure that we actually make it. I'm gonna put 2 tomato seeds in each hole, just to guarantee that we are successful. Habanero, same thing. We're gonna want to make sure we put a couple in each hole. Make sure we're successful. And then we'll just make sure we pull so we only have 1 actual plant after the initial sprouting. Same thing with onion. We're gonna go a couple into each one of the onion holes. So from this point, I'm just gonna cover them up, and I'm just gonna apply water, and I'm gonna move them into into a clone dome, humidity dome, I should say, and I'll bring you guys back when we get to that point. But I'm gonna apply water to make sure they're hydrated, ready to go, and I'll meet you over the propagating area. One other thing I'm gonna mention while I'm applying the water is I added a little bit of kelp by raw. This is a really beneficial additive, especially for when you're germinating, as the gibberellic acids have a lot of benefits to do with the germination of seeds. So I'm just going to apply this to my containers, and we're going to go from there. So, like I've mentioned, we're inside the propagating tent, and we're inside the dome, which is regulated through the heat mat, which is plugged into that pot right there with the cucumber. That's to regulate, to make sure that we keep an ideal root zone temperature, and it's sitting on top of the on top of the heat mat. I will see you guys in here in a few days, probably right before I leave for the trip, and then when we come back, because not much is gonna happen between now and then. See you guys then. Alright, so here are the vegetables. As you see, we've already kind of pulled out a couple. See this one right here? We already got a good one, so we'll pull this one out. I put a couple seeds into each just to make sure. Over here, we're gonna pull this one because the other one's more centered. And for the onions, as you see, we got onions popping up, bobbing up, bobbing up. Cucumbers are doing good. We'll have to restart the zucchini because it doesn't look like we have much going on over there. Same with the habaneros. They got a little dry, so we're gonna have to maybe restart the habaneros as well, but that's okay. We'll let it go for a little longer and see what happens. We will be moving all this over, and we have a sponsor for the veggies, because these are going to be the deck veggies, and we're going to be working on inside as well in this series, and that is going to be underneath a Spider Farmer light. So we're gonna go and open that up and show you what we're working with in a few more days. We have to work on a couple other things first. So stay tuned. We'll probably get into that over the weekend. Alright, there's the veggies. We're on the Wednesday. We're doing well. As you see, we got another one of these. Put this one out. Once we have an established plant, we're going to make sure whatever else pops up outside of the plants that you already see, we're going to be picking through. The one onion I thought we had here was kind of doing some weird things, so I pulled it out, hoping another one's going to come up. If not, we'll just start another onion. Same with the zucchini. We got nothing come up on the zucchini, so we'll probably have to restart that. However, everything else looks good. Our habaneros are actually up. I didn't think they were going to come up. I thought they got too dry, so that's a good sign. But yeah, our veggies are off to a really nice start. I will see you guys in a few more days. On the weekend, we're going to move these to the 2x4 underneath the Spider Farmer SF600. And speaking of SF600, let's go open that up and check it out. Alright, here we go. This is the SF600. Let's get into it. So, as we open it up, you see we got our light. Oh, she's low. She's really lightweight too. There we go. See? Here's our light. Alright, now that we got our light, There's your manual for a light. We got our power plug. And what else we get? Our hanging you get our hanging wires, and we get our little driver. This is nice too. We have a little driver that we can have off to the side. It doesn't have to be hanging on the light. That will allow for the light to be nice and lightweight. All right, let's go get this. Let's go get this all set up, and let's go show you it in the Spider Farmer 2x4, where we're gonna grow our vegetables underneath this light. Quite looking forward to doing some indoor veggies. All right, just bring you back to show you one thing. So these come as a one string. You want to make sure you attach these ends to your the screws that are built into the light, and then you want to put your wire through the on a selected. This is a personal preference kind of selection on your side, because I'm going to be attaching these to ratchet hangers. But I guess they do it this way so you can use these just to tie around if you, let's say you have the grow rack, which I plan on getting later on for this series. That's what these are for. As a self-explanatory, this will go right into the side here once it's plugged into the wall. We're gonna get this hanging up now, and I'll bring you guys back. And here is the SF600 hanging up in a Spider Farmer 2x4. Remember, this is a little bigger than 2x4. This is 55 inches instead of 48, and it is 28 inches instead of 24. We are going to use this light to grow vegetables inside. We're going to first start off with our outside plants that are in the 2x3 for now. We're going to move them over here with a humidifier this weekend, but I just wanted to get this set up and show you what we're going to use to light our indoor vegetables as well. Now once those other ones go outside, then we're going to start some indoor greens. We're still going to pick what we're going to do inside here, but it's going to be stuff that we can actually consume on the regular, so we're not having to go down to the grocery store to buy it. And that's the purpose of this episode, of this whole series. So stay tuned. So we got our humidifier in the tent now. We got our seedlings in this tent, and we're sitting at about 7,000 lux across the board on just on the top of where these plants are, and that's a good starting range for these. I'm still going to have to restart the one onion and the one zucchini. And then when we transplant this tomato obviously the seed got thrown around, but when we transplant it, we'll make sure we reposition this one to be in the center of the next pot before we go into our final outside pots. We're going to use the 3-gallon air pots for outside again, but these will make another step to a 6-inch hydro cup before they go outside. So I wanted to show you where we're sitting now that we have our veg tent set up. This is underneath the Spider Farmer SF600. She's doing really nice. Okay. I will catch you guys in here probably on Sunday. We'll take a peek at these. We're on Thursday right now. Here we are on Wednesday, checking on the veggies. We're doing pretty good. We got some good progress going on. The cucumbers and the tomatoes are going to get moved out to larger containers on the weekend. The onions and the habaneros we're probably going to leave for a little longer. I want to be mixing up a bunch of medium for our vegetables. It's going to have Velocitite. It's going to have, we're going to put Promix in there. We're going to put in some Gaia Green in there, and I'm also going to get a couple different Gaia Green, not just the Grow and the Bloom. I might get some of the other products too. and we might throw in some black pearl from Grow Tech as well. I have been sitting on that for a couple of years, and it's a biochar, so we'll add that to our medium. But we'll get into that next week or the week after. We're just gonna move these up to 6-inch hydro cups instead of 3-inch with the same kind of starter formula, but we will microbe and mycorrhiza it. So remember, we're gonna be doing these indoors underneath the SF600 until they're ready to go outside, and then we're gonna run some more vegetables in here underneath the SF600. They're gonna stay in here and be grown in here, so we're gonna have vegetables indoors and outdoors, so we can have a good amount of vegetables being grown. The nice thing about this light is that it has the driver is off the board, and it's actually just hanging outside on top of that tent right where he's sitting because he likes the warmth. So we'll bring you guys back here in a few more days, most likely when we do the transplants on the weekend. Okay, so we're in here on the Sunday. As you see, we've moved up the cucumbers, and we've taken out one of the habaneros because we only wanted to run one anyways. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move up next week. We're gonna move up 3 of these to the 3-gallon pots that they're gonna be outside in. We're gonna move one to a 6-inch hydro cup, this one, because we're gonna actually put that out in the front door, and we're gonna put these ones on the deck for the trellis. These will go on the deck, the trellis up the side. I still have to get that together, but these plants still have some time to grow. Then we're also gonna have these on the main table, and the habanero is going to be over by where the cucumbers are going to grow. So we'll get all that set up. I might show you guys next weekend kind of where everything's going to be set up. We're also going to use Walama, which is the Velocity product that the hydro store that I go to uses. We're going to be blending that into all the mixes going forward, and I'll put a link down in the description where to get it from, because they actually bought the company out, so it would be the best place to get it from. I will see you guys in here maybe midweek, and then after that we'll be doing a bunch of work on here next weekend. So we're in here on the vegetables. We got a pretty good start so far on these. These are underneath the Spider Farmer SF600. It's a great vegging light. Habanero's doing well. We got lots of tomato action going on. Our cucumbers are doing really well. So we're gonna end this episode off here, and next episode we'll go over moving these plants outside, and then we're gonna start another set of plants for in here, because we're gonna grow inside and outside. And the inside we're gonna be doing underneath this fine light. In the description below you'll see links to where you can get it from and the discount code. I will see you guys next time.